Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Leave me back my screen there, buddy. All right, that's Salvatore Totorina. This is Mafia Confidential. It's a 2018 documentary from National Geographic. It's 45 minutes long, and he's still dominating the picture here. Come on, light up. There we go. Yeah, it's this. The camera locks in on a face, and then it's no, me, not him. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move over here. You have a better view of my collectibles. Now that I'm not blocking most of them. Okay, so this is a National Geographic documentary. Nope. Give me my face back. I gotta do this? Like, this is just to be clear, a horrible man. Just a little piece of it. He's not a good man. This tells the story of Salvatore Totorina. This is very much an Italian documentary. You almost need to have the subtitles on, but not really. There is English translation over top of everything everybody says, and it's also very dramatic voiceovers, because they do a lot of like people just sitting in a chair speaking Italian, and then they do the voiceover on top of it. But if it's a tough looking guy, they have this very guttural look sounding kind of voice, rather than just a guy translating what the guy's saying. They're keeping it very much in character, just sort of to keep the tone of just how scary these guys are or have been in history. The history, when I say this, when this thing is made in 2018, a lot of this footage is not even from 5 years before. This has to deal with Cosa Nostra and the Mafia, which in some cases was a mythical thing, as at least is the way he described it, even though he was the guy behind it all. So, at least when you're talking to police, it was just like, what are you talking about? This mafia you speak of is not really a thing. He's never, in all of his interactions, as they explain, he's been always even-keeled for the most part. He's always friendly, kind in many ways. Makes friends in prison easily. And in his spare time, he just murders men, women, and children. Yes, men, women, and children. One of the lessons you learn in this is that when children get kidnapped, you're not getting them back. There's no situation where you know, hey, we're gonna kidnap your child in order to make sure you fly right and do as we say. Yeah, there's a certain level of threat there in order to keep people in line, but also kind of get the idea that, I mean, some of the guys that they interview in here were like, yeah, they kidnapped my kid, but and hoping to shut me up, but I didn't shut up. Because, one, I know that when they take your kid, they take your woman, they're not coming back. And they showed a picture of a kid riding a horse. Is maybe 13, innocent as anything, as any 13-year-old can be. And that was probably one of the last pictures of him. Just understand, this is a documentary. This is not a fantasy story. It's not a nice little cleaned up version of the story. There is some, if you're squeamish about blood at all, a lot of the photos are kind of black and white because they're, scenes from newspapers or stills. They might even make them black and white just so they get the blood out, the red. You can't have red blood in some cases portrayed in certain things. So if you're squeamish at all about seeing dead bodies, you might not want to watch this. There's a lot of dead bodies in this, usually in news footage, papers, and local Italian news in this documentary. You get a view of a lot of the different sides of this. You get to get a feel for the women, the wives, the girlfriends in the this mafia. You get a feel of everybody knows their place. You step out of line, cross the wrong person, you're done. It's just the way it is. And nobody was more feared than this guy. Not me, the guy behind me. And I think he's dead now. I don't know if that was when this was. Maybe he was still alive at the time that this was filmed. I don't remember, but yeah. This is not an American Mafia. It's not L.A. Confidential. It's not classic Tommy guns and in New York City, or things like. It's none of that. It's none of the caricature 1930s mobster type stuff. This is real Italian killers who I don't think I really ever understood the whole purpose behind this. I guess it's power, in the kind of people who were in organized crime and everything else for generations. Some of them, one guy talks about being all the way back into the early to mid 1800s as to when his family, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and before, have always been part of this life. It's not something that just sort of rolled out of a power vacuum after Mussolini and after World War II or anything else. It's literally something that's gone on for centuries. So, yeah, if you're into this kind of stuff, you're into the kind of documentary, understand, again, it's very Italian. It's even the titles, they kind of break it up. The titles that come up to talk about different parts of this are all in Italian. And maybe it might be translated if you put on the subtitles, but for the most part, you're going to be lost except for listening to the voiceovers that are over top of the people already talking in English. So they're talking Italian, voiceovers in English. Yes. So yeah, it's I don't know if I would watch it again. I'm more interested in the Las Vegas Mafia, things, all the mob stuff like there. There's a Mafia museum, by the way, in Las Vegas. Might be worth checking out if you're into this kind of thing. But yeah, this is not the pretty kind of things. These people talk about how, hey, you know what? We want to kill this prominent judge or somebody else in the judicial system. When he's not glaring at people to the point where they're fearing for their lives, he's planning out blowing up cars. And he does it with just an attitude that he rarely gets upset. And they make a point that if he ever turned red, you never want to see that. Last I checked, he was in prison. There's odds are he's no longer alive now. He was in his 80s by the time they finally caught up to him. So, yeah. Anyway, oh shoot, wrong thing. Yeah, check it out if you're into this kind of thing. But for me, it was not structured in a way that made me find it really interesting. It's just telling the story of a lot of horrible people, just the ones who are still alive, justifying their experiences. Some, weirdly enough, they would be cast in shadow, put a mask over their face in darkness as they spoke, but they put their name at the bottom of the screen. And I'm just like, okay, that kind of defeats the purpose, but okay. Maybe they gave him a fake name. I have no idea. It was in Italian. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 2:35. Gotta stay over so I do not lose the light. 2:35. Oh, okay. Oh, we had so many shorts. I've been dying for a short for a while. We've had a lot of movies and documentaries recently, but we do have a series. So I'm not sure what this is. It sounds interesting, but I have a feeling it's a Disney Channel series. Not exactly sure. We'll watch one episode. I'm pretty sure we'll get the gist of it. Anyway, we're watching Pair of Kings. Pair of Kings is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Maybe it won't be mob related. I don't know. See you later.